Hello, my name is Dan Arnold. I work with organisations, with schools, with families and individuals who would like to minimise or prevent bullying. I became interested in bullying really when I became a father in the last few years of the last century, but since 2001 I've done quite a lot of research and training in the area of bullying relationships. I also work as a parent coach, and I've come to realise that ultimately all bullying has to do with relationships. I've recently written and published a book called Bullying, Thoughts and Tactics, which encapsulates most of my research finding and my thoughts on the area. And very few of us would deny the assertion that bullying is becoming an increasing problem. Schools have done a huge amount of good work in recent years. The government are very much aware that it's a challenge both in the educational sector, in work, even in international relationships. Most of us would say bullying is a growing concern. And late last year, in September 2013, the Department of Education and Skills brought out this circular 045/2013, which of course you're very familiar with. And it mandates every school in the country, nearly 4,000 primary and secondary schools, it mandates that by the end of the second term of this school year, which is effectively Easter coming upon us very soon, that each school, as you know, has a new template which it has to incorporate into how it deals with bullying. That's a very detailed, very fine piece of work from the department. And some people are of the opinion that it's really needed. It was 20 years ago since the Department of Education and Science, as it was at the time, defined bullying in a certain way. Now we have a new definition of what bullying is. In a sense, bullying is negative behaviour, and as you well know, the circular goes on and fleshes that out considerably. We have essentially 2 months or so in which to incorporate the new template into your procedures that you use in your school to deal with bullying. A small piece of internet research that I did showed that up to mid-February of 2014, less than 15% of schools had actually published their newly incorporated circular with their anti-bullying policy. I'm sure from what I know that a lot of the schools are doing that work and will have it done by Easter. Part of the work that I do with schools is to facilitate that work of incorporating the circular, incorporating all the new reporting procedures into the very good template and into the very good code of practices that schools already have produced, accumulated over maybe decades. One of the challenges for a lot of schools is how to bring in the new procedures, the new requirements, the new reporting processes, how to bring all of those in, bring them in timely, bring them in a very coherent, workable fashion, and yet not lose the wisdom, the common sense, the processes that you've built up over many years. An issue with all schools is when an experienced teacher leaves, they may take away with them the decades, the fount of knowledge that they have built up that a school may benefit from. In a similar way, we have a challenge at the moment, how to incorporate the new, retain the best of the old. A lot of principals, a lot of board of management have managed to do that seamlessly. Others haven't yet tackled the issue. Part of what I'm offering to schools is that if you wish, I can come in, talk with you, facilitate part of that change process. And ultimately, all bullying is relationship related. We are living in a society where we have legislation, regulation, we have the organisational level which you as a school principal or vice principal have to deal with, whether it's 5 or 6 pupils or 1,000 pupils. Ultimately, the same set of regulations, circulars have to be implemented. So I, Dan Arnold, I'm available to come to your school to facilitate, to work with the Board of Management, with parents, with the principal, with the staff or with the pupils. I'm also available. It's a challenge that has been raised to me by a number of principals, which is that the new department requirements mean that there's a greater working relationship between the school and the local community is recognised as being really important. So if you'd like to work with me, if you'd like me to facilitate, to be part of that change process, make contact with me. Thank you.